founder and lead singer of the critically acclaimed band Hole. Our first guest happens to be a very accomplished actress. Her new film, Man on the Moon, opens this Wednesday. I saw it. It's an amazing movie. Please welcome Courtney Love.
I'm good.
Can I tell you something?
What?
You are a lot taller than I imagined.
Really?
I thought you would be tiny.
You're friends with Madonna, right?
Yes.
She's short.
She is? Yes, that she is. And also Drew. I thought you were the same size as Drew.
She's short, too.
She's short, too. How tall are you?
I'm about 5'9". There's not a lot of tall, famous people.
No, that's true.
Women.
Not women.
Yeah.
Unless athletes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got black schmutz. Can I get it off your lip?
All right, thanks.
I don't know what it was, but I didn't want it to get in your mouth.
I was late coming out here because I had to wait for my Starbucks, but I figured out a way to really annoy people at Starbucks. I know this is the nice show.
Yeah.
But this is...
I know, you're not really known for your niceness. No, I mean, you're not known for meanness, but you're not known for niceness. But I know you must be nice because you're a mom, and you know, you gotta have some... No, Courtney, no, please. No, this is on the wrong track.
No. When you go into Starbucks and they want you to order, you say, and they want you to have verde or grande, you say, I'll have a medium. Because I don't live in Rome.
Exactly. So what's the point of that?
So you say, I'll have a small. They get really, really freaked out. No,
kidding.
do you want a verde or a verde grande? I want a medium.
You know that I have never had a cup of coffee in my life.
Really?
Can you believe that?
That's great.
It's not for any kind of health reasons. I just never like the smell. But it's okay that yours
is a very grown-up smell.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is. You want to be mature early and so you start drinking coffee.
Well, you know, my Nana used to drink coffee, and I didn't have a mom, so I had to make the coffee for my Nana and carry it over to her from the stove to where she used to sit every day. And I would spill it, and then the smell would stay on my clothes. So I think it's a psychological thing for me. Okay, thanks for sharing.
Yeah,
I feel close to you already.
Oh, can I share?
Yes, go ahead.
I had this, you know, I did my genealogy, and I really, for years, thought I was really Irish, as evidenced by...
Your Irish tattoo?
Irish. But I'm not.
What are you?
A lot of Jewish.
You're Jewish? I never would have known that. Did you know you didn't know you were Jewish growing up?
I assumed it.
Are you adopted?
No, my mother was adopted, and her mother was adopted.
Oh, so you didn't know?
No, so I went and I just started doing my genealogy stuff.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Now, did your mother ever try to meet her birth mother?
Yeah, she did meet her. She's an author. She wrote children's books. She wrote her name's Paula Fox, and she wrote two Caldecott award-winning. One's called the One-Eyed Slave, and one's called the Slave Dancer, and one's called the One-Eyed Cat. They're like famous.
No kidding.
Yeah, she's like a famous author.
And how did it go? Did it go well?
When I met her,
yeah.
I met her on Passover.
Yeah.
Well, not a lot of people in my family are good looking.
Yeah.
And so she is. She looks like Lauren Bacall. She's tall. She still smokes. She's 70. Really kind of. I was really into it. Big feet.
Yeah. That's probably where you get your height from.
Right.
Grandma.
Very New York intellectual.
Yeah.
Like the writer's writer. I was like so happy.
Now, are you crafty? I don't think you are, but I'm asking.
See, that's so funny that you think I'm not.
I just think
and you think I'm mean, and you
no,
think
I don't
I'm not
think
crafty.
You're mean. No, Courtney, wait. I didn't say you were mean. I said you're just not known for being overly
But
nice.
you know, you get up on stage, Rosie, and you got like 15-year-old kids, and they're just then you go.
Yeah.
And then everyone thinks you're mean.
No, you're not. No.
And then and then I'm mouthy though.
Yeah, you're a little
mouthy.
You're a little mouthy. You have a little bit of a rip. But I know you're nice because I'm good friends with Drew, and you are good friends with Drew.
She's one of my best friends.
And she wouldn't be having an unnice friend because she's very nice.
Yeah, but she's got a dark side.
Do you think?
Oh yeah, that's totally. Don't you? I'm sure you do too.
No, I don't.
Liar!
I have no dark side. Just be quiet, Courtney. You're scaring me. I knew you would. I knew you
got a dark side. Oh, come on.
If I have it, I try to banish it because I don't enjoy going over to the dark.
You know what the thing about being friends with a nice person is?
What?
That's perceived as really nice. Well, when we go to restaurants and we get really pestered, she can't say buzz off, and I can.
Exactly.
See, I've made a niche for myself where it's okay for me to go, you know what? Go.
Yeah.
And Drew's like, thank you.
Right, that's what I would do too. I go, I really would prefer not to.
I just, you know, I'm gracious, and I don't have to do that.
No, see, I could learn
but
from you.
But I choose to do it. You know, I choose to do it. I choose to be gracious sometimes.
How do you enjoy motherhood? Is it on your top 10 list of experiences?
Absolutely,
yes.
and it's you know, as she gets older, it's really about not embarrassing her.
Exactly.
So if I pick up the phone and it's like, I really want to do a Disney voice, but it has to be a hero. I don't want to do the villain Disney voice. I'm not going to, embarrass her that way.
Did you make a call and tell them you
Yeah, I
wanted
did, and they offered me a villain.
They offered you a villain. See, again, it's the image of not nice, you know?
It's that, I know, but see, that's why in movies I won't do unnice, for one thing, because I already do it in my day job. I mean,
that's true.
There's a lot of energy from being not nice.
Yeah, and it's a big stretch for you to be nice, so acting is a
Oh,
talent.
God.
I don't mean that in a mean way. I mean your persona. And the same way, if I had to play someone mean, it would be harder for me. Tell me about your crafts, Courtney.
Okay, so I make dolls a lot.
Yeah.
We make dolls. We make little dolls out of clay. You make them and bake them and put them in the oven. And
I love that,
make little dolls. And I also collect kittles.
Little kittles?
Do you know what kittles are?
Little kittles?
Because Liza didn't know, your producer didn't know what kittles were. I'm obsessed with them. I go on eBay. And
Courtney, I have so many!
Really?
I will give you some.
The kittle colognes.
I
like
know,
the kittle
the perfume
colognes and the little
bottle.
coke. Oh, I love
Do you know what? They
them.
don't smell anymore.
Yes, they do. If you get them fresh off eBay and you get like the mint ones, you can open and get that
Still get
plastic.
that thing. Yeah, that's nice.
Nice smell.
I have some. I will give you my doubles.
No, you really?
You're
You
only
have
my
to tell
doubles.
me what you've got.
Oh,
Because
I
I have a good collection.
I have a complete collection of little kittles. I've been collecting for years, Courtney. I'm no new upstart eBay collector.
Yeah, but are you a Barbie person? Because the Barbie people are crazy. Like when I go on eBay and the Barbie people, they just start outbidding like insane.
Yeah,
There's one on there, Erin Bear. I'm gonna get you.
Yeah, Erin Bear. I've seen her too, actually.
Erin, you have?
On eBay, yeah.
Yeah,
The Flatsy doll I wanted, she got.
Right, right. And she gets a lot of my kittles. She's like after me on kittles.
Do you have the Kittle carrying case?
I do.
Oh.
And I have some of the rolling kittles.
Yeah, yeah.
And kittles rule. Kittles
Yeah.
are
Did
great.
you have them when you were a kid?
I had one because we were hippies, and so kittles were capitalists.
Oh, understood. We didn't have
So I
that
got
problem.
a used one.
You got a used Kittle.
And but it smelled. It still
It
had
still
that smell.
smelled,
So
yeah.
when you grow up, you want to get all the stuff you didn't get.
Yeah. Are you a hippie parent with your daughter?
No. I mean, at one point we, in my family, we didn't have Christmas because it was capitalized. There was this book just published. I think it was called. It's called Wild Child, and it's about like people named Rainbow and Aphrodite. When I was born, my name was Love, and reading it really brought me to tears because it was about a lot of the '60s people and how they raised us, and in communes, and so many good things came out of it. Like I don't know when to be afraid.
Right.
I lived in a teepee.
Right.
So I didn't know really about mainstream anything. And we weren't allowed the Flintstones. We weren't allowed Sonny and Cher. So I'd sneak out to do it. But then great things also came, like values of feminism and values of, you can do anything. So that was good.
It is a great balance. I was the opposite. We had only capitalism.
Right.
Captain Crunch, Total TV.
Right. See, I
24
never
hours
got.
a day.
Well, see, now what's happened is I noticed that my daughter has never had crappy cereal. And I looked up in her cereal drawer and I'm like, she's never had a shot at crappy cereal. For some reason, her nannies, between me, we've always gotten her like whole wheat. And I said, Frances, you know what? You need to go get some crappy cereal. You can get
Exactly.
like one a month.
Yeah.
So she went out and I took her down the aisle and the Count Chocula, Captain Crunch with Crunch Berries. Not interested. She went for like Apple Jacks.
Apple Jacks is good.
It's good, but it was a little pedestrian. I wanted her to go for like the big cookie ones.
Yeah, you
or
wanted
something.
like Cookie Crisp.
She was
yeah,
so
those are good,
deprived.
too.
And somehow
Yeah.
this tradition of whole wheat had been passed on to my daughter.
If you're ever busy, drop her at my house for the weekend. I'll satiate all her junk food needs. And my son would love it.
It's about trying to get her to have them.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
something I seem to have passed on from the hippies.
I have friends who have kids, who raise kids that way with all, and they come to my house and my son, they're always like, it's like an amusement park to them because there's Disney videos all the time, there's any junk food you want. And one little girl looked at my son and said, I can't believe this place. And he looked at her and goes, it's like this every day. Like, didn't he hit the lotto? Well, we're going to take a break and come back with Courtney Love and tell you all about the movie, which you're wonderful in, by the way, after this break. Back with Courtney Love, who's crafty. I'm delightful. Delightful to know that.
I do a lot of glitter work too. On my body,
Yeah, yeah.
on my shoes, on my hair.
You ever do a decoupage?
Of course I've done decoupage.
See,
It's just because I stand up and go, this is what you
I
think
know,
of
I
this
know.
stuff.
No, it's you and I think we could be good friends. Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, your movie, did you always want to act? Because you're an amazing actress.
See, you don't even know this. Well, yes, I did. Okay.
What should I
Of course
know?
you don't. I know.
I just know that you're a rocker and you have a beautiful
I know.
baby, and then
When Tatum O'Neal won that Oscar,
Yeah.
when she won that Oscar,
Uh-huh.
do you remember when Tatum O'Neal won the
Yeah,
Oscar?
I do.
I ran away from home 2 days later. They found me like in Coburg, Oregon. I lived in Eugene, with my suitcase. I was going to Hollywood. And I asked my mother, put me in there's a school called Interlochen, which I found out by the time I was 6 or 7.
Yeah.
I wanted to be an actress. I wanted an agent, and my mother wouldn't get me an agent. But I started like kind of sneaking around and doing, because it was capitalist. I started doing commercials and stuff anyway in Portland, Oregon, and I went up for the new Musketeers.
And?
And I made the finals. And I went up to Seattle, and my stepfather actually helped me, kind of snuck me on the Greyhound. I went up by myself. I did some poem that was very similar to the lyrics I have today. It's like quite tragic. But for some reason, I made the finals, and I lost out to Lisa Whelchel.
From the Facts of Life.
Facts of Life.
Oh, Blair, no wonder.
I could have been a Musketeer. I'd have gotten in none of that trouble.
No, you're right.
And so at that point, I just said, you know, fine, I'll get a guitar.
Yeah.
I'll get a guitar.
And then you became a rock star, yeah.
Right. And then when you're going for that, you know, you want to be, you're like, okay, what's going to be my claim? I'm the angriest girl in the world.
Yeah, okay, that works for you.
That works for me, except now I'm not the angriest girl in the world anymore. So I'm waiting to see, I'm trying to get in, where's the new angriest girl in the world? Because I'll be there with the tiara and the stamp.
Yeah,
and
you're going to give it away.
Come on,
what about that young
key.
Fiona Apple? She's angry.
She doesn't, she's great, but she doesn't.
Yeah, she
You
doesn't.
gotta,
Right, yeah,
it's
okay.
about, you know,
All right,
I mean, Sheryl Crow's a huge rock star, but she doesn't.
You're right. You got to
know,
get
it's got to be about that. And I think we have this, there's a new Chelsea doll. Mattel put out a Chelsea doll. And Chelsea's got Doc Martens.
Yeah.
And she's got a guitar, but it's an acoustic guitar.
Oh.
Because girls have been rewarded right now with Lilith for playing acoustic music. Now, my drummer, Sam, who went to the Manhattan School of Performing Arts, and she's from Queens.
Yeah.
And she's 23. And she's one of the best drummers in America. And her parents were smart enough to let her
to
encourage her, and she's incredible. She was on VIP, and she played with Tommy Lee, and this was her big dream in life. Tommy Lee from Motley Crue, and she's just so fortunate that her parents encouraged it. I mean, because it's kind of like encouraging your daughter to be in the NFL.
A little bit, because I played the drums, and when I was in 5th grade, I signed up for the drums, and my mother wouldn't let me. And and then I lied and told her it was percussion. It wasn't drums. And then I faked her name on the permission slip, and then she died. And after she died, then I was allowed to play drums.
Right.
But I kept thinking that.
Were you any good?
Yeah, I played.
You know who else played drums? Tipper Gore.
No way.
Tipper Gore was an all-girl band.
I don't believe it.
It's an absolute fact. There's a 45 single. I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to find it on eBay, in fact. And I forget the name of them. Oh, God, Rosie, I forget the name. Tipper Gore had an all-girl band in the 60s, and they were kind of, in the 60s, punk was a kind of more garage sound thing, but it was called punk. She was in like an all-girl punk band.
If you see one on eBay, bid it for me, because I want that.
The Tipper Gore, there's a single.
Okay, now we're going to take another break and come back, because Courtney Love's going to be here the whole show. She's obviously very chatty and much more enjoyable than I had anticipated. So we'll be back with Courtney Love right after this. Man on the Moon opens December 22nd, and it is a wonderful film. Jim Carrey stars along with Courtney Love, and you're very wonderful in this movie.
Thanks.
You really are. You sort of understated and play Andy Kaufman's girlfriend.
I play a girlfriend.
Yeah.
My first girlfriend.
Yeah. And did you know the woman you're playing? Did you meet her?
Yeah, she was on the set the whole time, and she was really nice. And when I say I played my first girlfriend, it's hard to play a girlfriend because, you know, there's villains and hookers and junkies and wives and girlfriends. And so when a good one comes along, it's like Kidman and Paltrow. And then, you know, I'm like way in the back going, come on, come on.
But you did it, and you did it well, I must say.
No, I really embraced it because this was a good girlfriend. And, you know, it's just sort of, after doing that for so long, it's sort of hard, you know, there's a whole really nice part of my life, and it's like, well, should I show that?
Yeah.
You know, and it was really, really fun to
Well,
do
that's
it.
how I knew, too, that you were nice, because you couldn't access that if it wasn't innate somewhere inside of you, you know?
Yeah, but isn't it funny how, like, when somebody's a movie star and they always play nice, everyone likes them, and then there's, like, a movie star who always plays villains, and everyone gossips mean about them?
That's true.
That's the interesting thing?
Well, you know, Ray Fiennes, when he was in Schindler's List, I couldn't enjoy him in anything else for 5 years, because I kept thinking that's that Nazi.
That's that
you know what I mean?
That's that Nazi guy. Well, yeah, there's that rock star.
Now, you didn't know Andy Kaufman? You're too young. I don't
No,
yeah, because I met him when I did
not
stand-up.
much.
Yeah, I knew him on the comedy circuit, and
Right.
he was a very unique individual.
Did he freak you out?
Well, he was strange. You know, he'd go up on stage and purposefully bomb just to, you know, he was
Just to
his
do it.
own audience, I think.
And I think he got, like, kind of darker. I think he got darker, like, later, but I don't know. Jim Carrey did stand-up as well, and he did it for 18 years. And, you know, you're in a band, you think you're so cool. You're going around in your van, and you've got your posse of Amazon girls, and you paid your dues. But when I talk to stand-up, I mean, he did stand-up for 18 years, Jim Carrey.
So did I.
Okay, and I can't even imagine going in and, like, just being people-pleasing, people-pleasing, people-pleasing. And, you know, when you do that,
yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting really tired. I want to do it again. You don't have to people please, you know, so much, because you can provoke and you can mess with, and you know, you can be grouchy. But when you're doing stand-up, you know, you have to nail it. And Jim said that because of Andy and seeing Andy, some nights at the comedy club on like his third set, he'd like break a bottle and chase everyone out of the room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he was, I think he had a real Andy Kaufman had a real childlike view of the world, and then it got darker and darker and darker, like when he started wrestling women and stuff like that. But why this movie is a really great examination, and why I think it's great for kids, is because there's a real age of conformity, I think, that kids are going through right now, like 8 to 14-year-olds, and it's really, you know, individuality is sort of looked down upon, and this movie kind of can make you feel like, you know what, I think I'm gonna, I actually was like, I think I'm just gonna wear a bear suit to the premiere with no makeup.
Right, to make the point that he
not
made.
as a cry for help, and
no, but in
not as
spirit.
to make friends with Joan Rivers or anything, but just cause.
That's what he would have done.
You know,
right.
or I think I'm just going to go to school with antennas on my head and not be popular, just cause.
Right.
And there's something really great about sort of following your own drummer.
We have a clip from Man in the Moon with Courtney Love. Do you know which one this is?
No.
This when he's sick, or no?
I don't know.
Before that?
I don't know which one it is.
The beginning. Okay, take a look. This is Courtney Love in Man in the Moon, Jim Carrey. Right. Courtney Love, it is a delightful film, and you're wonderful in it. You really are. And it's Milos Forman, who is one of our best filmmakers working today.
It reminds me a little, it's sort of like Cuckoo's Nest and sort of like Amadeus. It has that the same feeling of a little of the glee of Amadeus with the like weird darkness.
It's definitely an epic film, and I think that Jim's going to get a nomination, don't you?
Am I allowed to say he better?
Yeah. Okay, you said it. Courtney Love, it's delightful to meet you.
Likewise.
Thank you very much for being here. We'll be right back.